Jose Crash 2001 is now live. Streaming Vampyr, Vampyr parte 2-PS5 mando de videoconsola.
Soul. They belong to you now.
The life running in your veins. This dead flesh needs it.
Oh, please.
It's locked.
Spare your good blade.
I cannot enter. Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. This key will surely grant me access to the basement. It's locked, all right. I cannot enter. Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful. These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not out of life. It's locked. Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this. Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps? The chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened. A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful. Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman. Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked. Skulls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage. It's locked, all right.
It's on to us! Stay away! See them fancy clothes? This one...
Not a good place for a stroll.
Is this supposed to be an hospital? A pigsty would smell better.
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reed. Still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me. More interesting, one way or another.
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favour.
Only the strongest survive, then? Survival at all costs. Is that all you think about?
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated all right, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough attitude, all like that.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
We can't escape the consequences of our actions. The past catches up with us in the end.
I ain't afraid of death. I don't hide who I am. I live my life honestly, which is more than I could say for most folks.
And who are you, then?
I'm the leader of the Wet Boot Boys. One day, I'll leave this shitty place and punch in the face all who thought I would not come back.
I have found a gift from your wife.
In that case, you'll be properly rewarded, Doc. Clay Cox is a man of his word.
I hope that won't make me an accomplice to your future crimes.
Who knows what I might do now I feel invincible again.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Hey, Doc.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my patients equally. But don't push your luck.
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good reasons to act this way. And also weaknesses that can be exploited.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox. Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett. Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reed. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippett in our situation?
I can't say I approve of what you did. But as a field surgeon, I know that some situations require you to bend the rules.
I'm not proud of what I've done, but to contain the epidemic must be our priority, so we can't afford to lose Dr. Tippett.
I've decided that I won't reveal Dr. Tippett's, shall we say, misdemeanor.
I'm so glad you share my point of view. Dr. Tippett is a brilliant practitioner. We most definitely need his know-how.
I hope you're right. This is a huge risk we're taking.
Dr. Tippett must regain his confidence. Please, keep this decision between you and me. He doesn't need to know you found out.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
You must prove now. Or never.
It's safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
we are.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets.
This is no time for self-pity. It is the last thing our patients need.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Yes, Doctor?
Why then do you always work the nights? Don't you ever sleep?
At the Pembroke, we're always hands on deck.
Your dedication to the Pembroke does you credit, Nurse Crane, but when do you sleep?
We staff get our sleep when we can, Doctor. Nursing is a vocation, not the labor of a journeyman.
Lack of sleep and the medical profession always ends in disaster. I've witnessed many a colleague succumb to stimulants to fight exhaustion. Drugs were as deadly as bullets in the trenches.
London's trenches start here at Pembroke Hospital. We are on the front line, make no mistake.
Please, could you point me in the direction of the morgue again?
It's the large boarded-up building behind the hospital. You can't miss it. The key I gave you will open the small back door to it.
Exactly how bad is the supply situation here at Pembroke?
It really depends. Dr. Swansea deftly works his society contacts for monies. But with the quarantine, well, we're in God's hands.
That's all for now, Nurse Crane, thank you.
always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen.
Don't waste your time with me.
As for me, what a blundering idiot.
I cannot enter.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
It may seem strange, but your words have brought me some comfort here.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Pardon my boldness, your ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Excuse my impertinence, Your Ladyship. This is not an interrogation. I assure you that this line of questioning is in your best interest.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined
Hello.
to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
¿Qué estáis jugando?
Vampyr. Un juego así de hablar, decisiones, sabrá que me como o no. O lo mato, o dejo vivir. Decisiones.
I see those little bitches, greedy little eyes, just waiting for me to pop off.
Ahora mismo estamos sacando información de esta.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round. Miss Jones, greetings. How do we feel?
Como más información le saque, más sangre puedo sacarle. Para matarlo.
Now, I need to ask you a few simple questions.
Ahora sí que te lo enseño.
Well, if you really must.
Have you noticed any suspicious comings?
¿Dónde está el Tiago?
It would be a great deal easier to make a list of things
Yo un par de esto que nadie sabe. Yo estoy aquí tranquilo jugando. ¿Qué? Creo que no sabe, hermano, no sé.
Everyone here is very capable. I have not seen any instances of unprofessionalism.
Thieves and murderers, the lot.
Ya no se ha pasado por aquí.
Without a trace.
No, por este juego no. Y otro directo que he hecho sí, creo que no. Me parece que no.
Come now, Miss Jones. Surely it's not that bad.
Mal.
Have you no eyes?
Oh.
This hospital accepts all manner of souls.
Voy a seguir aquí
Me imagino
leyendo.
que solo con el dip.
Bueno.
Sickened by the refugees.
Posiblemente. Bueno, creo que hice uno de DIR, pero creo que no sé, no. Seguramente, depende si está muy ocupado en un día, o si va al colegio, no sé. O si no le apetecía.
Hace semanas que no juegas dip.
No, semanas no. 4 días o 5. Y me queda, ya estoy a punto de subirme en el pase. Pasa que he probado a jugar un poco al Spyro Theology, porque me queda para hacerme el platino. Que me completaba el primer juego, lo que me quedaba, un nivel de mierda que me quedaba ahí. No me he enterado. Ah, sí, de la skin, sí, al final es gratis. Ya lo tengo, la skin con el cubo. Si quieres esta noche hago directo. Algo así, yo voy a estar un poquito más aquí, como algo, no sé si meriendo o ceno y voy a hacer directo. Me estaba descansando un poco de rock para después que me vuelva la gana.
Good night, Miss Jones.
Jugar tantas horas de rock te quema. Pero no me entera mucho lo que he dicho esta.
The patients and staff.
Ah, mira, no enterarte más o menos.
I'll start my investigation with them.
Bueno, ahora tengo que preguntarle todos.
No puedo XD.
Cada uno. ¿No puede? Es que no puede. Bueno.
A mí y a mi amigo se nos acabó la plus LOL.
Pues preparar 75 euros. Porque para el regalo de Navidad me voy a tener que pedir eso y no sé. Ah, bien, lo pagaría aparte mejor. Así ahora tanto.
Está re cara.
A los 75 encima le sube. Con la excusa de mierda diciendo, vamos a mejorar eso.
Queremos comprarla de 1 año.
Sí, yo compro sí, pero un año, la verdad. Porque para pedirle dinero y bastante coñazo ya. Por Navidad le pido yo el regalo de Navidad de los 75 y con esto ya. La otra Navidad creo que solo me pedí el Plus y ya está.
Ojalá les pidan al idiota que le aumento los precios.
Eso, vamos, no sé, con lo que cobra, los muertos de hambre, eso, tienen que sacar más pasta. Asqueroso. La verdad. Pero bueno. Creo, ya no sé por qué la gente la llovió. Escucha. En el canal de Vandal vi un corto. Tú sabes que hay un mando de 240 euros que dice que no tiene clic y toda esa tontería, ¿no? He visto el mando. No sé si ese otro siguiente mando es el mismo. 300 euros el mando. Y no creo que no lo dijo, pero puedes quitar los joysticks y colocar los joysticks. O sea, click and drag, cuando te coloquen los joysticks, puedes quitarlo manualmente y colocar otro. O sea, se podrá comprar joystick aparte, no sé. Esto hace corto, aún no me sé mucho.
Es el mando Pro.
Sí, pero 300 euros un mando comparado con 70.
Ese está Veipo.
Con 300 euros casi es una 5. Con 300 euros me llego a comprar un equipo mejor. El equipo, he visto un corto que está sacando un equipo nueva para 2024. Ya, tan pronto, no sé. No sé, mientras que tenga el equipo, bueno, por 200 más. Que ya es más de la mitad, me compro un equipo. Prefiero comprarme un mando de 70. Mira, un mando del otro, del blanco, y aún me dura.
Con ese mando jamás vuelves a sufrir del drift.
Yo creo que sí sufre el delay, porque si le puedes cambiar el joystick, claro que no va a sufrir delay. Si tienes que gastar los joysticks, se mando cuesta 300. Ya me imagino que cuesta 50 euros, por lo menos, cambiarle los joysticks. 50 euros, seguro. Yo para 300 euros, mira, cada mando, si lo tengo cura como he tenido me dura 1 año y algo. 1 año y 3 meses por ahí. Y aún sigue durando, solo tiene un poquito de clic. Y lo que pasa es que estoy utilizando el mando de mi hermano para jugar más tranquilo. Y esto me va a durar 1 año y algo. Prefiero comprar un mando de 70 que gastarme 300 euros en ese mando. No, hombre, para después... Sí, hombre, voy a gastarme yo 300 euros. ¿Dónde va el dinero? Está fumado, de verdad.
Good evening, Doctor.
Fumadísimo.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor. Just like the patients.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
No,
Con los millones que cobras de Twitch.
Yo no cobro, o sea, primero que no sé cómo poner, o sea, tengo un test de Twitch como que no lo hago, no cobro o no estoy cobrando, creo que no estoy ni cobrando, no lo he mirado, no estoy cobrando. Hostia, 20 la cabrona pide, era vampiro hija puta. Normal, es pelirroja, es mala. La vampira es mala y esconde algo. Ah, y te enseño más o menos, o sea, la mente que para, o sea, el nivel de cautivar es simplemente controlarlo y comérmelo. Algunos me lo puedo comer, pero como estoy haciendo el final bueno sin matarlo, que es los gritos de oro, después ya me lo comeré todo y lo bajaré de cero. Por ahora estoy sacando el final bueno. Y puedes curarlo porque mejora la sangre, mejore las pistas, lo que hace es que mejore los puntos que dan. Si más o menos lo falla, pues este podría haber dado 1000, pero falla este. Le he dicho, la belleza está en el interior. Y el jorobado este deformado se ha cabreado, pues bueno, me ha dado la pista como que no y me ha quitado 150, pero bueno. O sea, contestarle bien y aumentar la cantidad de sangre. Bueno, tiene todas las pistas, pues ya está. Claro, el desconocido no habrá aún. Ah, pero me lo puedo comer esta, ¿eh? Me lo voy a comer. En el final, hermano, me lo voy a comer. Top.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbet.
Ahora tengo que preguntar si ha visto algo.
Entendí.
El nivel de cautivar, cuando tenga el nivel justo de cautivar, lo seduzco con la mano mágica y me lo puedo comer. Me lo bebo. Me lo chupo, como una bolsa de sangre. Una bolsa de sangre XP, como una botella de experiencia, digamos. Contra más pistas coja.
Cómetelos a todos y ya.
Claro, es que antes de beberte una botella de soda, primero saber lo que tiene. O sea, primero, bueno, es que es una gilipollas en verdad. Primero conoce todas sus pistas, su historia, su vida, sus mierdas, todo el contenido del libro que tiene este personaje. Y en vez de 500, como tiene base, me da 2000 y ahora me lo como. O sea, puedo esperar más tarde, saber más sobre él, así me gano más cantidad de experiencia sobre él y me lo como. Es como decir, en vez de comerte la pizza cruda, déjalo un poquito al horno y cuando salga recién hecha, te lo comes. Así exactamente. Exactamente. Lo que pasa es que esta pista, porque al final no se lo he dicho con esta, y me ha dado que no. Pero bueno, son cosas complicadas y no puedo volver para atrás. Porque creo que no afecta, porque sería el límite, creo. Va sabiendo más cosas de él y no sé qué puedo meterlo. Creo que era 1000 puntos y ahora da 1700 puntos si me lo llego a comer. Si no me equivoco en esta pista, aumentar un poco la sangre y me lo puedo comer. Pasa que estoy sacando el final bueno. Y no me puedo comer nadie. Aunque esto de hablar mucho con él me da tontería, porque si voy a sacar final bueno no me lo voy a comer. Pero ya me veo uno para tirando para el otro, para el camino. Aquí mucho ya esto, la verdad. Vas sacando información y vas dando las pistas. Y tener cuidado con lo que dice. También para preguntarle visión médica y todo. Y no hay que activar. Pero este tampoco no sabe nada. No sé si solo pregunta a los médicos. Me pregunta eso, ¿sí? Supone que tengo que preguntar un hombre que está estacionando a esta señora. Y también está acusando a esta. Creo que también ediciona, yo qué sé. El otro vende armas, este vende medicina. O sea, cada uno tiene su cuento negro. Pero también su cuento bueno. Este es en verdad bueno, no tiene nada malo en verdad. No tiene nada feo que contar ni nada. Este creo que no sé si lo he preguntado.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Have you heard any talk of blackmail?
Ahora que me quedo muy callado porque estoy intentando leer lo que dice a
You
tiempo.
had better question the
Y
patients.
enterarme.
They know more than the staff, especially old Miss Jones.
Pasa que no.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Si a eso hay que preguntar a... Seguro que hay algo.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
La madre ricachona y su hijo mimado.
Blackmail going on in this hospital.
Dr. Reed, are you trying to take advantage of me?
Of course not, Mrs. Goswick. I'm just curious.
Well, go be curious somewhere else, please.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Aquí hay caminos diferentes que parece por chivarme para que lo despidan. Aunque por ahora no. Y tampoco no es la carta, que tampoco no sé si es la carta para que termine la relación. Pero tampoco no lo he hecho.
No.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Después tiene combate, no creas, ahora tengo que evolucionar. Pero no sé cuándo dormir. No sé si dormir cada vez que evolucione, aunque se puede poner malo. Por eso intento dormir menos.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Este es el envidioso de mierda. El otro le encanta, porque este vampiro era un experto cirujano de la guerra que inventó las transfusiones de sangre, creo que era. Un revolucionario, lo que sé. Bastante conocido. El otro la adora, pero lo reconoce, pero este tiene como envidia y este encima se pelea con el otro tonto. Pelea de tontos. Y tengo una de estos de investigación. Hablar con ellos también me da investigación y cositas. Que serían estos de aquí. Que ya esos dos. Esta no puedo porque hay mucho nivel. Y esta porque hay un vampiro jefe que me rompe el culo. Y me ha matado. Después las armas pues más o menos tienen su buff y todo se puede mejorar.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Malo que no tiene audio. Tiene subtítulos de un montón de idiomas, pero solo audio en inglés, como de costumbre. Que no sé si voy a sacarme el platino. El Espiro voy a seguir dándole, aunque no estoy siendo directo. Estuve esta tarde jugando un poco con él. Estaba en 97 y coño, por fin he encontrado la última misión que me faltaba para tener el 100%. Hasta tengo la galería de desbloquear los dos.
We've dodged death so many times. Oswald.
Vale, eso no, por eso tengo que aprender sobre él. No sé si tengo que ponerme en algún lugar. Claro, es que antes aquí en el mapa me ha dicho... A ver. No, eso no. Antes me salía aquí como un simbolito de escuchar. ¿Será eso? Ah, ya lo pillo. Ahora brilla porque es algo sospechoso.
Bueno, me despido. Tú síguele chupándole la sangre a la gente.
No, tengo que ir de vampiro a Genical. Cuando haga la otra campaña, sí que sí lo hago, ¿no? Le arranco media pierna y me como cada uno. Pero por ahora no puedo comer, tengo que evolucionar lento. Y los combates va a ser más difíciles. Aunque tengo que pillar, a ver, no sé, se supone que no tiene que verme, ¿no? Mire. Ah, creo que sí, tengo que seguirlo.
We've dodged death so many times. Please, sir. I need help bad.
What's going on?
I'm Blight, sir. Newton Blight. I've lost my mate. Can't find him anywhere.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. Please, calm down and give me more details.
Oswald and myself were both infantry, sir. We were en route for the hospital, but... well, we had a disagreement. And Oswald ran off towards the canal.
How long have you been searching for him?
I can't go there. Too many rats by the water. Fucking rats. Can't stand them since the war, sir. Can't stand them at all.
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight. Many soldiers who survived the trenches suffer from musophobia. I'll see what I can do for your friend. What can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Oswald Thatcher. We survived the war together. Oswald is... nervous and quite fragile since we came back from the war.
What can you tell me about yourself?
I'm Oswald's best friend. We served in the same regiment, sir. We've taken care of each other since we came back from the front.
Where was your friend the last time you saw him?
He went down by the canal. He didn't want to go to the hospital. I think he went to the sewers on purpose. So I couldn't go after him.
This is a dangerous part of town. What are you doing here?
We were looking for the Pembroke Hospital. We both need help. Treatment, I mean. To get some sleep. Just need to feel better, sir.
I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend, I'll let you know as soon as I can.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals. Or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
He's locked the door.
Igual aquí te dejaré la view del móvil.
I need to find another way to follow him.
Ah, parece que está viejito. ¿La view del móvil? De todas formas tengo a la que compartir. Tampoco estoy decidiendo no sé qué arma llevar. La verdad. Ay, se me apaga la tele. Ay. A ver si puedo mirar, no sé si me llego a comprarme una sillita. Que esa ya la tengo hace tiempo. Ah, bueno. Pero que tampoco, no sé si te digo si estoy cobrando o no, porque tengo esa cuesta que me da 7 preguntas. Y si no llego hasta 6, como que se me paga el afiliado, o no sé, o dejo de cobrar. De todas formas, no estoy cobrando nada, prácticamente. Porque obviamente no hay gente que vea anuncios. Pero bueno, se cobró muy poco por lo menos. Alguno que entra. Guantazo. Mordisco. Te paro. Arañado. Se está cubriendo. Me gusta cuando estoy golpeando ahí. La almendra ahí. Ah, pues no sale de unos muy bien. Doble.
Te acabo de generar $1 con los 6 anuncios que me salieron Lubul.
La verdad es que no sé cuánto me generó por anuncio, la verdad. ¿Será 2 céntimos por anuncio? O sea, como supera los 4 minutos, o sea, tiene que ser más de 6 minutos para recibir 55% de eso. Puede ser 2 por anuncio, ¿no? Para con algo en los golpes, me cago en la leche. Otra vez, me cago en la... ¿Podéis parar de saltarme en la cara? Cago en la leche. Se pone cuando ataco uno, el otro empieza a atacar también. Porque le voy a golpear en vez de más aturdir. Pero necesito sangre. Ah, acabó. Esta es normal, o sea, esta historia normal. Y no sé cómo se llama la dificultad, pero difícil. Como en primera vez. Bueno, la segunda vez, pero hace mucho tiempo, que no me acuerdo. Pues estoy jugando aquí. Es normal. Doble. Mordisco. Mordisco. No hago muy poco daño de mordisco porque no lo he subido. Quedar quieto. Nada. Quédate quieto, me cago en la leche. Ciego de mierda. No me salte, me cago en... Joder. Espérate. Claro, pero la cuchilla no me cubre mucho. Toma, responde a esto. Aunque te caiga la chavala, toma por culo ya. Cago en la leche. Bueno, el combate me sale fatal. Me pongo muy atacado.
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay. I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me to help you. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
La verdad que me ha visto hacer cosas de vampiro y como que nada. Ajá. Claro, es que cada vez que dormimos una noche. Pero esto voy a poner crear cosas buenas. A mí se podría dejar de que muera. Podría investigar todo lo que quiera de aquí. También.
What sort of creature is this?
Es amarillo. Esta la sangre. Ah, me la pierda de la sala para ponerse. Ah, no puedo morder. Atrás con los golpecitos. Coño, muérese ya. Cago en la leche, no tengo estamina para esquivar y me muero por los golpes.
Here's what's left of him. Not a lot to check, but I should anyway. Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
Que lo repiten el lobo. Este daba un logro, pero ya lo maté en su día.
Jesus, I've never seen so many people apart.
The Pembroke is so lucky to have Dr. Reed.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
The daily routine.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
How close are you to Miss Hallcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you...
I really did.
No offense.
You were...
Why do you feel responsible?
I wasn't...
Tell me what really happened.
I went with a whore.
Did you...
No.
What? Reconstructive surgery has been very successful for some soldiers.
I don't want to wear a bloody mask for the rest of my life. I'd rather stay here and just be forgotten.
How is your stay with us?
Oh, it's...
Who?
No,
you don't...
if...
No. Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Clear and disgust on
So
every
many
street
deaths.
corner.
And what of my
Daily
own?
routine.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
That was fast.
I'm afraid the trail of breadcrumbs leads beyond the hospital premises. I must leave for a time.
Is that so? Why?
Now it's time for you to be patient. It would seem that your blackmailer is part of a more complex machination whose root is in Whitechapel.
Machination? Do you suspect another immortal is involved?
I have no idea, but I'm certain to know more when I return from Whitechapel.
Do be careful, my good doctor. When immortals are involved, the stakes tend to escalate quickly.
I'll return with case solved or carried on my shield. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
The flower's dying. It needs water. Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Admit it, Mortimer. Your mother had you hospitalized here because you tried to kill yourself.
Yes, it's true.
All right, then. This is the first time we've really shared information about your case. Shall we call this progress?
Call it what you want, Dr. Reed.
You can trust me. I won't report you to the authorities. My one and only concern is your health.
I guess I should thank you, then.
Can I help you in any way, Mr. Goswick?
I wrote a letter for my mother. She was supposed to read it after my death. But I suppose she doesn't have to read it now.
I see. And is this letter still near the place where you tried to take your own life?
Yes. And I don't want anyone reading my last words. I mean, I'm still here. If you bring me back that letter, then perhaps we'll talk.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher. Do you feel any better now?
Yes. This neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to me it smells like the purest mountain air.
Mr. Thatcher, do you have a job?
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean. I was a soldier too.
No. Nobody can truly understand what I've gone through.
Why were you locked in that sewer? What happened?
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in, despite my claustrophobia.
Why did you run? What was the reason for your argument?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital. I can't stand being closed in. Makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctor said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested in my case.
When I rescued you, you expressed joy at seeing the sky again. So I'm inclined to believe you were trapped or buried somehow. Maybe during a shelling.
Jeez, you're good, Doc. You're really good.
Go on, please. Tell me more about it.
Newton and I were trapped in a circulation tunnel after an artillery attack. We were buried alive for several days, without ever knowing if we'd be found.
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
It was more than dark. It was black as pitch. Hours seemed like days, and days like months. The terror, the shameful thoughts. Lord have mercy.
What you endured was terrifying. It would have completely destroyed weaker men.
It did not destroy Newton.
Shameful thoughts. Tell me about them.
At some point, I don't remember which day, but when I thought we'd never be rescued, that this would be our end, I thought about...
Say it, Mr. Thatcher. If you ever want to heal, you have to say it.
I thought about what I could do to survive. Just for a few more days. I thought about killing you. Killing and eating him. The man I fucking love.
Tell me about your true feelings for Newton.
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine life without him.
Why should you be ashamed?
I'm not, I said. But Newton sees it differently.
I admire your honesty. It takes courage to stand up to society. The world needs people like you to create change.
Courage is what we needed in the trenches, looking death in the face every day. I speak plain. I speak my mind.
Have you always been this straightforward?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer, my only regret was I wouldn't be able to hold or kiss Newton again. I love him, that's all.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself.
Responsible for everything bad that has happened.
Hello again, Mr. Blight. I'm happy to see Mr. Thatcher is safe, for now.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor. We were total strangers and you helped us anyway. Can't thank you enough, sir.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
It started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. I couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and saved me.
How do you feel about Oswald Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
What if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know. I never thought I'd love a man.
Enjoy your love. And enjoy life as long as you can, Mr. Blight. Don't let anyone tell you who you should love or how you should love them.
I appreciate your kind words, sir. But it ain't that easy. It's all so new to me.
You and Oswald were buried alive during the war. Tell me about it.
Yeah. It was last summer. A shell hit our trench and we were buried for a week.
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time it happened to me. And surviving it again gave me strength. You believe that?
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel. It was an outpost, see? Since then, Oswald's not keen on being inside for too long.
What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight?
War was...
I fought in...
Yeah.
Did...
No.
Why do you...
It's complicated. Rats. I'm not... Could you...
Goodbye, Mr. Good evening.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Newton is conflicted.
It makes me sad and angry.
His love for you is...
Newton still has to...
Goodbye, Mr. Thad.
Safer places to be than here.
It's a leech! Kill it!
Pembroke is so lucky to have Dr. Reed.
Perhaps I should. Spare me, Dark Queen. Spare your obedient slave.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich.
I have made inquiries about the men who were tracking you, Miss Howcroft.
I did not expect a mortal to have this sort of courage. Speak, Doctor. Why are they hunting me down?
It was a misunderstanding. These hunters were in fact looking for a very different creature, but they mistakenly put their sights on you.
I knew it. I have become undone. Those hunters have discovered me, but they don't know what I'm capable of.
If you'll accept some advice from a petty mortal, I think you should assume a low profile and just quietly disappear into the shadows.
You are right. And you have served me well, mortal. Take this as a reward for your time. Perhaps I will allow you to drink deep of my blood. One day.
Thank you. I'll keep that proposition in mind. I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities. It's locked, all right. In this letter, Mortimer Goswick does nothing to hide his desire to die. I could give it to his mother, but doing so would betray his trust.
Oi! You listening? See them fancy clothes? This one's a top! He's done for!
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
was fast.
I'm afraid the trail of breadcrumbs leads beyond the hospital premises. I must leave for a time.
Is that so?
Now it's time for you to be patient.
Machinate?
I have no...
Do be careful, my...
I'll return...
Perhaps I should have...
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
I have retrieved your letter, Mr. Goswick. I can assure you that nobody read it but me.
Thank you. This is for you, then. For your help. And for your silence.
I think you should talk to your mother. It would be good for both of you.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. I'll think about it. Now, please, let me be.
I've read your letter, Mortimer. You wrote about an unbearable feeling of despair while the world crumbles around you. Tell me more about it.
There's nothing more to say, really. It's hurtful, it's unbearable, and I don't ask anyone to understand what I feel.
Despair is a deadly poison I've tasted myself, sir. We're only tempted to drink it because we're terrified by the uncertainty of the next minute.
I know that perfectly, Doctor. For I waited for so long, hoping that the next minute would be less unbearable.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Your son wished to die, Beatrice. Why did you hide such crucial information?
Are you not aware suicide is a crime? Mortimer could be thrown in jail. I can't let that happen. I won't.
I understand you fear the legal consequences, Mrs. Goswick. But don't you realize your silence significantly affects your son's case?
All my son needs is help and comprehension. Not judgment and punishment for what he may or may not have done.
Do you realize your son could try to kill himself again? He might succeed next time.
I think about it every minute. But I won't stop fighting for my son's future. That's how much I love him.
You're right. Your son's death was not fatal. And unlike many on their own, he is lucky to have you by his side.
I can't give up on him. I just can't. I have conceded many times in my life, but giving up on my son is something I am incapable of.
Mortimer is extremely vague as to his motivations for committing suicide. Tell me more about what you know.
As you say, Mortimer had no reason to die. All he said to me was that he wanted to make the world a better place, but couldn't.
What do you think he meant by making the world a better place?
Mortimer has always been a sensitive soul. He wouldn't talk to anyone for months after his father passed. It's like he carries everyone's sadness with him.
Why did your son feel so useless when facing the world?
I think it was more that he could only see the melancholy facets of life. He couldn't help but dwell on such things.
I have read your son's suicide note. It was not an impulsive gesture, nor was it his first attempt.
He threatened to kill himself a few times before. But I never thought he would dare to punish me this much.
Punish you? Why?
I've known for a long time he was not happy with his life. But I always hoped he cared enough to avoid making me suffer like this.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Your mother won't let you down, Mortimer. Don't you share her hope for a better future?
No. I don't.
Won't you even try?
Do you want me to promise you I'll get better? Do you want me to tell her the same thing? I could, but it would not change anything.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Never could keep it.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
I located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage? Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reed? However, if you would agree to improve it, I'd be glad to accept your help.
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments, I may try to gather these substances, and even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for, Dr. Reed. That's all I'm asking.
I want to know about these secret tests you run, and if they can save people from this epidemic. Speak to me now, Thoreau.
I know I may sound presumptuous, but I'm just following your steps, Dr. Reed. I'm casting away the shadows of ignorance by daring to face them.
Self-confidence is essential in our line of work, my young colleague, but only if tempered with the correct amount of cynicism.
But you never doubt yourself, Dr. Reed. I've read all your articles and books. You performed the most daring research during the war.
You have my support, Dr. Strickland. I know exactly what it feels like to battle an unknown disease, with only your mind and force of will to help you.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. You don't know what that means to me.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. I can't let Strickland put his patients at risk with opium. Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect.
The flower's dying. It needs water. Strickland's project could be dangerous. I have a mind to report him to Dr. Ackroyd. Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
I have managed to improve the mixture by diluting it. Have you ever heard of Sir Joseph Francis Olive? Or the placebo effect?
No, I don't think so. Why?
A placebo is a substance or procedure that has no actual physical effect.
You made a placebo of my project. Why?
Research has established that a placebo, as long as the subject believes in the effect, can provoke a positive physiological reaction.
Really? That's fascinating. And you want me to, what, administer the placebo and see what occurs?
Something like that, yes.
Well, I'm a bit surprised, but I trust you, Dr. Reed. Please take the key to my cabinet and put this placebo there for future use.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me...
It's locked. At least Strickland can't kill anyone with this formula. It's locked, all right. It's locked. It's locked, all right. It's locked. It's locked, all right. It's locked. It's locked. It's locked. It's locked. It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Do you need something, Jonathan?
I have met Lady Ashbury.
She's a fascinating woman, wouldn't you agree?
She told me you've been doing all in your power to cure her addiction for blood. Though unsuccessful, it's admirable.
Lady Ashbury is a cherished friend of mine. I would not betray her secrets without her consent. Come to the rescue of a damsel in distress. I ask nothing more.
The matter of Lady Ashbury's blackmailer.
Oh, I know too much about this matter already. I'm confident in trusting the interests and reputation of both the hospital and Our Lady into your able hands.
I have just a few questions.
Then ask away. I'm at your service, Doctor.
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
The sun. The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
Must I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a Skald, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
How do Skalds come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a Skald?
A Skald is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
Since I'm the one working for you, what should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on. We support the community here, as well as provide health care.
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform. We fight to help the poor, the sick of the East.
Where do we stand?
To be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis.
You mentioned...
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brother...
That explains...
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that...
Yet you don't feel...
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries.
We'll see each other. I can't believe I'm doing this.
There's more and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye, but the guards recruit more and more every year. There's safer places to be than here. Die, vermin!
It's locked.
Turn around, sir.
A safer places to be than here.
Better go home, sir.
Come any closer.
You're mine, bloody!
I can't believe I'm doing this. Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Fuck it all!
is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous...
Actually...
Then you have come to the right place.
Oh.
My...
I'd like to...